How did you end up bleeding on George Clooney's couch?
Had my gallbladder out while I was in LA. I was doing a George Clooney story for Esquire. The night before I was meeting him, I went for Cuban food with some friends. And at like 2 a.m, was in my hotel, the delightful Sunset Marquis in West Hollywood, and felt like agonizing gut pain. Decided, as is my custom, that I was just farty, and told Mike, the door guy, that I had to go for a walk and crop dust a little bit. And if he didn't see me in a while, he was to come get me, find me. Maybe a couple minutes from the hotel, I just felt this inside my belly. And it was one of those things where instantly something terrible has happened. I was just like, oh, that's awful. I'm dying. Something really bad happened. I got into a taxi, went to Cedars-Sinai Hospital. It's a very fancy hospital. Within 45 minutes, I did not have a gallbladder anymore.
Whoa.
Woke up in a very nice hotel room, saying to a nurse, I have to talk to George Clooney. She's like, you're in a real hospital. ER is a fictional television show. You've had quite a thing. Obviously, the medication is still hitting you. I'm like, no, I got to talk to George Clooney. I checked myself out. Don't do that. Took my pain meds.
You checked yourself out without a gallbladder.
Without a gallbladder, with like gauze plugging all the holes. Went to George Clooney's house. I was a bit late.
Were you wait? You went to his house?
Well, and they never invite you to the house, but George Clooney did. And he offered me an espresso because he really believes that shit. And a Heineken. I had a Heineken. Okay. The Heineken mixed with the pain medication. I was in the ether. I had no idea what was going on. It's the single worst interview of my life. I talked to George Clooney for 4 hours, no quotes. Didn't turn on my tape recorder. My writing looked like a 6-year-old child's bubble write. It was like, and at the end of it, I had to go to the bathroom. I went to his toilet, and it was like the elevator doors opening in The Shining. Like I hadn't felt a thing. I'd burst an incision and bled out, and then went back to the couch, and there was just Army. It was a crime scene, and I just sat there trying to rub it out for like an hour.
No,
couldn't do it. And his manager called me later, and I was like, "Oh, here it is. I got to pay $25,000 for this couch." And he's like, "George really likes meeting you." I was like, "Oh, I like meeting George," and that was the end of the conversation. He just ate the couch, and then. And I told this story on Twitter. Someone has the couch.
Someone has the couch that you bled on.
Well, so the stain apparently is not super noticeable. And the Twitter speculation, and it is possible, is that I peed on the couch and that the blood was contained in my clothes, but that I urinated on the couch, and that the stain looks more like a pee stain, apparently. But George took that thing to the end of his driveway and someone picked it up.